my literary luminaries, and welcome back to another Top 5 Thursday! Woo! Feels good to be back in the swing of things. I almost forgot. I'm so out of practice, but here I am. I have the correct glasses on, and here we are. So, this week's Top 5 Thursday topic is the top 5 books that you're finally going to read. I always do this. This is 10. Top 5 books you're finally going to read in 2017. And honestly, this list could include like half of all the books on my bookshelf, so I narrowed it down a little. We're going to try and do this. Okay? So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Number 1 is one that's been on sort of a list in general since I was in high school. And that is, you can sort of see it over on the far end of this bookshelf here, is The People vs. Lee Harvey Oswald, which I've used as an example in my videos several times now. But it's a book that takes the idea that if Oswald wasn't shot and had a chance to go to court to trial for what happened, how the court case would go and how it might turn out potentially differently than what actually happened. And as I've said before, I have an absolute fascination with the story of Lee Harvey Oswald and that whole thing. Not quite a conspiracy theorist, but I like to believe that there's something more than what we're generally told. So I've only read bits and pieces of it because I used it for a report in school. And so I was mainly just using it for facts. But I really want to go back, read it properly. Now that I actually own a copy, it's easier because the last one I had was a library book back in New York. And that's not exactly a viable option right now. So, but I really, really want to try and read that because it's been like, 10 years now, and I still haven't read it, so that needs to get off the TBR. Number 2. This one has been on the list less time, but I actually got it for something in BookTube and then promptly never read it. I did a readathon, oh gosh, I want to say probably close to a year ago now. Yikes. And I chose Gone Girl as one of my books. And I ordered it in, I got it, I was going to read it, it was going to be lots of fun. And then I didn't get a chance to read it. I ran out of time, I was busy, I don't remember what happened. But, so Gone Girl still sits on my bookshelf, and I still haven't read it. So I'm putting that one on the list for 2017 so that, I can finally live up to what I told BookTube I'd do, and actually read the book. And also it sounds interesting. So, it's a good idea. Number 3. Continuing on the list of books that have been on my TBR for way too long, this book I think I bought while I was in high school, so it is more than a decade now that it has sat on my shelf and not done anything. And that is Battle Royale by Kushin Takami, possibly? I had to read, I realized I couldn't remember who wrote it. But it's often been said that sort of Hunger Games and Divergent, rather, same series, has all sort of grown out of Battle Royale, particularly the Hunger Games. And I got introduced to it before Hunger Games were a thing, I think. But it was such a long time ago, and I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting, I should read it. I like Japanese culture, I like books. There's a whole bunch of things that I enjoyed, and so I got the book, and then I've promptly never read it. So that's another one. It needs to get off the TBR, because it's been there way too long, and there is no excuse for it. Number 4. This I have had slightly less time. I don't remember when I got it, but less than a decade, so it's an improvement. And that is House of Leaves. And I got this a while ago now, at the request of a couple of my friends, and it's always sort of daunted me because I know it's not traditional storytelling. Like, I know it jumps around a lot, I know it's got like 4 different stories going on, there's footnotes inside of footnotes, there's pages that only have, 4 words on it. It's going to be a massively confusing and vaguely terrifying book, and I think that's why I haven't read it yet. But I do want to finally read it. I told people I'd read it forever ago, and it's it's been bugging me. It's sitting on my bookshelf taunting me, so I want to do that one absolutely in 2017. And finally, number 5. This is one that I've had significantly less time because I was introduced to it in grad school. And I always thought it was something else, but I want to read The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Again, a book on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't think it was what it turns out to be. So I was like, oh, well, this is a book that, all the important people in grad school say that I should read, and it's this wonderful Cormac McCarthy, blah, blah, blah. I went to Ireland. We talked about him a lot. And when I finally, figured out what it was about, I was like, oh, well, that sounds like it's right up my alley. Why haven't I read it yet? So I got a copy forever ago, and then promptly never read it, because this is my life, and that's how it goes. So that's going to be number 5. Again, I could probably list a whole bunch more of them, such as any of the Wheel of Time books, because I have many, many people that are on my case to read those. But, again, this would be a much longer list if I listed every book that I wanted to try and get to. So, that's what we got. But those are my top 5 books that I want to read in 2017. Let me know, what are yours? Because even though I'm trying to cut down my TBR, I'm always interested in hearing about new books. So let me know in the comments down below or on Twitter at KRIandFrey. As always, I love to talk to you guys. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It is very much helpful and a good thing to be done. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, why not subscribe? YouTube will very kindly notify you anytime that I put up a new video, which should be every Tuesday and Thursday. But until next time, I shall bid you all adieu, and I will see you all on Tuesday for Tuesday Talks. I literally was sitting here doing something else. I was like, why did you fun video watch? Oh, yeah, it's Thursday. I have to do a video. So, I'm going to get back in the swing of things. Promise.